just changed it to on the phone.
Yeah, it does. So basically I'll say I have any without them. Hi, my name is Adam Dunning, writer and director of The Infected, Hypnophobia, and Laughter, which you'll be watching after the director's chat. This is
Olivia,
which plays Portia in The Infected, and she also plays the dead girl in Hypnophobia. So if anybody has any questions, ask away. There's like a lag. We're all good. I got started filmmaking. Basically, I've always wanted to do filmmaking. To just kind of cut it short, it's kind of anybody's like filmmaking dream. I'm always into films. I went to just a small local community college, which is where I filmed The Infected, and I got into that. And from there, I wrote my script for Laughter, got a little bit more of a budget, and it's always been something I wanted to do. And Hypnophobia being a short film was a lot more stronger because of being shorter, and we only put $200 into it, and 18 hours of filming it, and maybe 2 weeks of editing. So I mean, it was a lot more different. But to get on the subject, I just like doing filmmaking because it's something fun to do. It doesn't pay the bills off right away, but I mean, it's it's a stress-free type of thing you can do and stuff like that. Was Hypnophobia originally supposed to be part of the Phobia project? Yes, it was supposed to be part of that. I know a few things got a little screwed up. Like on my part with Hypnophobia, it wasn't sure if I was going to have a cast right away. Writing the script, different things like that. So it was supposed to be part of it, and I know there was many other projects that we're going to be part of. But I really wish it was going to. Definitely wanted to. I mean, it was definitely going to be a fun project to work on. So yeah, so I mean, it was supposed to be part, but things just got a little hectic and a little crazy on end. So. Was Hypnophobia originally okay? We read that one. Where did you film the prison segments? I went to my chief of police where I live at the police station there in Carbondale, and I just shot the idea. I said, hey, I'm doing a short film. I need to get it done as quick as possible. And I knew the jail cells were very small because there's a web series called can't think of the name right now. Mob on the Run, which filmed there. So being able to see there what it was actually like, I was able to somewhat get to film it. So when I went to talk to the guy, he says, yeah, that's fine, this and that. So we moved a couple things around, and the cells being so small, it was actually really cool because it gave that really hard feeling of being claustrophobic. And with the girl in there, attacking Sam and everything, which was played by Aaron Roven, was really cool on that. So yeah, so we filmed it just in a local small little prison. And Olivia, the next question is for you. When did you start acting, and are there any dream roles you would really like to play someday?
I started acting in The Infected, and not really. I haven't been.
She's family.
Really, yeah.
So,
I haven't been really.
So she kind of helps me. She's like my little sister that helps me out with everything, and she's definitely a huge inspiration. I mean, she's always there, never gives any problems. The only time I think she ever gave us a problem was when we filmed The Infected. She didn't want to get the blood thrown on her, and she didn't want to get all gory and disgusting. So basically, we had to trick her into, when she gets pulled into the elevator, we set the camera up like she was getting on because we said the stairway was broken and the whole 9 yards. So she gets into the stairway and she walks down. And when she gets in the elevator, we actually had the zombies run out and grab onto her and basically just scare the crap out of her. So yes, that was pretty cool. But are there any type of roles you would like to play? Have you ever to do any future projects on stuff with me or with anybody else?
If you made like a funny movie, not like scary movies, because I don't
You
really.
don't like scary movies?
Not really.
Some people like scary movies and some people don't. So, are there any other questions? Oh, and also I know I said to people before, if you would like, I'd said to all the viewers and stuff like that, I do have a ton of 12 by 20 Hypnophobia posters that I would love to give away. So send me an email to dunlacka@yahoo.com, which is DUNNLACKA at yahoo.com. Or you can Facebook me or Olivia, whatever, just get us your information. We'll get you guys out different things. Next question. What upcoming projects are you working on at the moment? Right now, I am not working on anything. The reason I'm not working on anything is I promised my fiance, which will soon to be my wife, on August 15th, 2015, which I told her, I'm going to just kind of write scripts, get things in the roll of things. But let the wedding, all that stuff, I'll give that to her because she's been a huge help to me with everything. I do have some type of idea. I want to do a short film segment, but kind of like the phobia was supposed to be. But I want to do one that it's a feel towards Evil Dead, where you're reading multiple stories out of a book, but as you're reading it, stuff starts to happen. But it's kind of those things that are up in the air right now. So so there's different things like that. So right now there's really nothing on, but is Laughter 2 one of the scripts you are working on? Laughter 2 is finished. I have worked on it. I'm not exactly sure how far Laughter 2 will end up getting made, only because the fact that with it being happening, and Rocky Petrozoa, he lives in Florida now. The one guy that played the cop, we can't ever get into contact with him really. Bob Storm, which was the the lead detective in the movie, he's around, and then Chris Marconi, he's I think out in New York, going to film school, doing his thing. So I mean, once we can actually get those 4 cast members on, yeah, I would love to shoot Laughter 2 because I don't want to push it to have a whole new cast, because when sequels and stuff like that are a little kind of off. But Laughter 2, yeah, the script is done, it could be made. And the anthology, yes, the idea I was talking about before, it is going to be like an anthology, kind of like Creep Show, kind of like the Phobia that Chris wanted to put together. Also, I don't know how, because I know once you start getting multiple directors, writers, actors, it starts to get really, really hard to give out ideas and try to edit everything together and get things going. So I might try to do something local, because there's a lot of people around here that want to film, that want to direct, that want to edit and stuff like that. So try to get local talent together. I mean, it's actually something cool, because then it brings to the community and it brings people together, and also gets certain kids and stuff off the streets that actually want to help and do something really cool. So I mean, that's something that I would like to do. Could you rewrite any of the cops in a way where they say they're disciplined for letting him get away, and thus that's why they are not there? Yeah, I mean, I could, but basically Laughter 2, what happens is, I'll just give like a small little plot of what how I wrote it. Robert Storm, his daughter's coming home from college. There's this huge Halloween bash that's going on, because it literally takes right after the end of Laughter. And his daughter comes home, hangs out with her friends. The father doesn't want her coming home, because basically at the end, if anybody has seen it, if not, cover your ears, because it's a big spoiler alert. The clown is basically going after his family. The other detective, Mark Kobe, his detective, actually, we kill him right off in the beginning. So I mean, the first 15 minutes of the movie, he's gone, and it's just this lead detective, Chris Marconi and stuff. Which, another spoiler, because people thought maybe he died. If you didn't see it yet, sorry again. But what happens there? They just keep going down, and Chris is trying to get revenge at the clown, and the clown's trying to get at the detective, thinking Chris is already dead. And it just kind of goes back and forth. There's a minor twist, but Laughter really didn't have a huge twist. Laugh aloud. If you didn't see it, it will be on immediately afterward. Yes, it will. So that's why I don't want to give a lot away, but when you're kind of getting questions and you get wrapped up in talking about things, so you got to make sure you say that spoiler alert, different things like that. But well, Olivia wasn't in Laughter, but what did you think of Laughter?
It was like a lot more like bloody and stuff than what we did, but I would rather not being in that because
Are you afraid of clowns?
I don't really like clowns ever since
Oh,
that.
and back there is a clown set. I don't know if anybody's ever picked up on that, so that's something pretty cool. My fiance makes fun of me that I have this little childish room because I have a Yoda doll back there, I think, with rabbit ears I got last Easter and different things. So, yeah, so I mean, there's different things, movies, different things, but you're going to get the clown? All right, she's bringing the clown up closer. So, yeah, is there any other questions? You're going to hold the clown?
Uh-huh.
Oh, and I'm drinking iced tea, by the way. No alcohol. And I'll drink. You can also see that clown in the Nathan Thomas Manor print we had done. Yeah, and that poster is freaking awesome. The guy that created that with all the different guys, which I know there was Dollboy, Teddy, the clown in it, different things like that. So, I mean, I don't know actually everybody. I didn't see all the movies, but I mean, those ones off the top of my head that I did see, they were freaking awesome. You can also see, yes, I loved how the demonic it looked. Thank you. Yeah, it was just, I mean, I get a lot of hell about it, but the mask I basically found on a website. I didn't have it. I just wanted to find something creepy. I did the paint job to it, and we added two different things. But yeah, I mean, it is a creepy clown, especially when it's on. I mean, that's just on a foam head and everything, but it does have that demonic look to it, and it's kind of creepy. Let's see. The other one was Hi Guys with the funny looking little happy face, which is awesome. How do you cast? Do you use people you already know or advertise social media? Basically, when the infected was all family and friends. We didn't get a huge advertise out there. I just had to do a project for college just so I can get, graduate and get out of there. Now Laughter, I held different things in like, the newspapers, Facebook, couple other sites like that, and just had a casting auditions, and we had I think it was like maybe 30-40 people, something like that, showed up. So I mean, it wasn't a huge, but it was also hard to pick because there was more males than there were females, so the female roles went like that, but the males, and you had to look through and so on. But Hypnophobia, basically, I mean, Olivia, which is basically going to be my soon sister-in-law, and then I had her grandfather Ron Muir. Then I had Sam and Aaron, which were both in Laughter, and then I also had Nikki Ostrowski, which was also in The Infected. So that was kind of more of a friends-on type of movie again. Your three movies, and now, what kind of things do you know about filmmaking now that you didn't really know during your first shoot? A lot. I'm trying to think. Camera working, I mean, even in Hypnophobia, there's still a lot of shaky issues, audio, different things like that. Like where The Infected, I basically filmed everything on my own, had the audio. There was few minor spots here and there that people did when I was on the film. Camera work, budget, things like that. Now that I know there's so much more involved, and I mean, even through college, books, stuff like that I read, that actually there's so much more planning into it, that also threw me into the hole with money, which I probably know there's millions of filmmakers out there that's done this, and it's out there, and it's like, wow, I really wish I thought things out more clearly before jumping the gun and jumping right into it. By the way, Twitter crashed, so I can't get any questions to you. Yeah, that's cool. I know, but I mean, like, is there any other questions people have about The Infected or Hypnophobia? Which The Infected was my first film. Then we had Laughter, and then Hypnophobia. So I mean, if you watch The Infected, then Laughter, then Hypnophobia, you do see a line of progress that goes there and everything like that. So, um, but yeah, I mean, I don't. There's been a few different things though that I've learned on the way. I mean, I've learned to work with people that you know and can trust is better, but also ones that you do know is hard because if something goes wrong, you tend to lose that connection between family and other stuff like that. But also having, I know like the one guy that did the makeup for Laughter, he was on maybe I think 2, 3 shoots, and then I ended up getting rid of him because there was just problems left and right. And I thought, you know, why keep somebody that's going to bring something down? Other people were stopping different things and everything. So I mean, so there's minor stuff like that. But I mean, filming movies too. I mean, it's a job to me, but it's more a passion and hobby right now. I do work at my father's pizza place in Carbondale, which is Pat's Pizza and Hoagie's. I don't know if anybody's watching that's around this area, but I do work there full time. I am beginning to go partners with him, which is something cool. But trying to do the movies and trying to do that and everything, it just gets really stressful. And I'm a kind of person that likes to have my hands on everything, filming, and I don't like acting real much. So I mean, I'm probably stuttering on here and whatnot, but um, yeah, I mean, Hypnophobia, I mean, it's got great in reviews. I don't know if anybody's ever read any of the reviews. It played in August down at the San Antonio Horrific Film Festival, which we attended down there. And we met some awesome people down there that's directed some really cool shorts, features. One guy, Mini Tren, he directed a movie called Roses Are Dead. And then the projection room, we also got to catch. We met with Tommy, I'm going to probably say his name wrong, Fairclough, maybe. I might screw that up, but he did the movie The Cabin, which is phenomenal, and it's won numerous awards throughout the I don't even know where their movie's been played, but I know they've won multiple awards. They've gotten accepted into things, so they've been really successful with that. James Christopher, Carlos Rodriguez, trying to think. I think there's so many other people, but different things. You showed Hypnophobia in a local theater. Tell us about the experience of seeing your film in a theater, and did it make you feel any different, more accomplished after doing that? Yeah, I mean, I'll start with The Infected. When I showed that in 2011 at a local theater down in Scranton, which is maybe 15, 20 minutes from there, you had multiple people come from the area and see it, which more was family. Laughter was a lot larger. It was a lot bigger, which played at that same theater. I think we sold out 2 theaters in that, so that was bigger. Now, Hypnophobia, doing it exactly at where we filmed right down the street, had it there. So it was a lot more, I guess you could say, heartwarming if you want to do that, because I mean, it was all family, it was all friends, it was that went there, but there was also so many more people that weren't family to me that came and supported Sam and Aaron, came and supported Olivia, Carly, which is my fiance, her family. There was just so many people that showed up to it. So I mean, actually giving back to the community that way for them helping us film this. And like I said, when we filmed there, we filmed in like 18 hours or something. I wrote the script in less than like a day or two, and maybe 2-3 weeks of editing. And then, I mean, minor tweaks here and there from the May time that we filmed and held the premiere in August. But I mean, it was a huge accomplishment. Yeah, I would definitely say I think it went really well. I mean, what did you think maybe for the premiere? Which was really cool because she dressed up like a dead girl, and she stood over this balcony and looked down at everybody and just stood there. And some people noticed her and some people didn't. And at the end, I mean, they looked up and they were like, startled about it because they didn't really pick up on her. And I know at the thing there wasn't that many questions that were asked, but once the movie stopped and we weren't standing in front of people, kind of just like, oh, okay, is anybody going to ask a question? After we went up and we were signing posters and stuff for people, that's when we actually ended up getting more response on, how much more of a progress there was from The Infected to Hypnophobia, and how Olivia's acting from The Infected to Hypnophobia was so much different, things like that. But I mean, to get off topic, what did you think of the premiere?
It was fun, but like I didn't really want to dress up, but I would want to do it. I wanted to do it because see like so everybody could see me like in person to see what I would actually like be like in like my character for the movie.
And then the other question we have, Olivia, what tips or tricks do you use to help you memorize lines?
I don't really have any tips or tricks, but I would just go on like see I would just like read them every day so that way I would just know what I'm doing and I would like practice how to like for my expressions and everything, but I got them.
I'll put it this way. This is as much as Olivia's never done acting a lot. I don't know if she's ever going to go down that, road if she really wants to portray it or anything like that. But the one really cool thing about it is we wanted to have the dead person be a male figure. We wanted to have it as a boy, and the only reason because the person that looked like Sam was somebody that I knew that was is like a cousin to me, like through family. I don't know, but anyways I ended up backing out and I didn't have anybody. So to try to rewrite in, all you have to do is take, okay, we're not going to have it as a boy. We're going to make it into a female character now and just change the name. So I contacted Olivia and I said, hey, Liv, I said, I really need somebody right now. Can you help us? I think I gave her the script maybe a week, 2 weeks prior before we were starting to film. And she went there days that we were supposed to be filming something. I actually had no idea what was going on or what part of the script I was at. And she's like, I don't know, you're on scene 3. We're on scene 5 that we're actually filming now. So for her to memorize the lines, and I'm the one that wrote it here, it was kind of like I got put in my face by, what are you, 11, right? 12?
12.
So I got put in place by a 12-year-old, which was really embarrassing in front of everybody. But that's how much, she read her lines. She knew her lines, when to start going in after Aaron and Sam's lines, different things like that. I think you're out of shot a little bit. I don't know if you want to be like half screen or not. But next question we have here. Are there any topics do you feel that are overdone at the point? And on the opposite, are there any topics that you feel are underrepresented that you would like to see more of? Yeah, no. I don't know. I really don't know the answer. Do you want to know things that I've done or other subjects opposite from mine? What inspired your vision of Hypnophobia? You mentioned writing it quickly, and there's a pretty dramatic twist ending. Is there something you had been thinking about for a long time? No. What really inspired me is I always wanted to do something on a phobia, and when I talked with Chris, and I know even Rob is the one that got us in contact with everything. He gave us a list of phobias that we wanted to go through and everything. But I picked hypnophobia, which is also somnophobia. All right, I'll get right back to you. I'm sorry about that. I drive shitty car, but I will come right back to you after I answer Indie Horror's question real quick. But yeah, we filmed really quick. When I picked the thing, I knew I was stepping into the area of A Nightmare on Elm Street, which is very hard because there's a huge aspect of people out there that are asking millions of questions and things like that. But I wrote it only quickly because I wanted to get it done. I wanted to get it to Chris as soon as possible. And what happened there was different things that happened. And the twist ending, I've never done anything close to that before. And to actually have it be the way it happened, and I kind of just thought like, okay, we filmed here. When you're filming and you're trying to give this twist, it was like, yeah, this is never going to actually happen. From Twitter, what was the most difficult issue while filming? Filming Hypnophobia, the hardest thing was filming inside the cells, only because the cells were so small. So when you have Sam in there, and then you had Aaron in there, and you had Olivia in there, I'm laying up on the bed with the camera, and then you got the mics in there. That was definitely the hardest filming because you couldn't even get really subject lighting going. because it just gave off so much shadows and was ruining things, which there was minor things that I've picked up on that I've even heard from other reviewers about things for Hypnophobia. But definitely the most difficult filming issue-wise was definitely in the cells because they were just so compact, which was great. And did you serve up Pat's Pizza and Hoagies for craft services? Yeah. And I know that's definitely from Kevin. And I'm telling you, I'm still trying to find that drone that I'm able to fly out the pizza to you so you can try some Pat's Pizza. Let's see here. Okay, now I'm gonna say J Quick 80. Okay, he said, "What filmmakers have inspired you as a director?" Now, if I'm guessing who it is, he is Jeff Quick, which drew our poster. I know it's hard to see back here, but the 12 by 20 posters that I do have. Yeah, if you want to grab the Hypnophobia, Jeff Quick did that. He is a phenomenal artist. You can give him any type of ideas you want, and he will make a kick-ass freaking poster, which is what he did. And when he gave Hypnophobia's poster to me, I sent him images. Roughly, probably.
You want to break it?
The day before, and I think he had something to me within like 10, 12 hours, something like that, and it was awesome. I approved it right then and there, and it was something great. But back to Jeff's answer or question, what filmmakers have inspired you as a director? I know a lot of people, they sit there and they say John Carpenter and Wes Craven and this and that one. Mine is Alfred Hitchcock. I know that goes way back, and he's also another person that people would pick out and stuff. But Olivia, can you bring it back? Somebody couldn't say. But yeah, no. I'm kind of getting screwed up because now I see Zorro and Ziggy on here, which is my two cockatiels I have, which is my fiance out on the computer out there, making me try to laugh on here. Thank you for that, Carly. But back to Jeff's Alfred Hitchcock. I really do. He inspires me more because of it wasn't always strictly horror. It wasn't always thriller. It always wasn't different things like that. Alfred Hitchcock has always made a way to make you squirm, have fear, and different things like that. And if anybody can sit here that's in the horror genre, the thriller genre, and say who's Alfred Hitchcock or has never seen any of his movies, and it could be one of his successfuls or it could be one of his TV series shows, but if you have never seen an Alfred Hitchcock, I definitely think that he is the one that inspired me the most. But hopefully Zorro and Ziggy can see that. Olivia, are you interested in acting as a career, perhaps attending an acting school to expand upon your skills?
Not really, because I mean, I wasn't planning on doing acting, but like he asked me if I wanted to, and I said sure, I'd give it a try. And the first movie, I didn't really like it that much because I was little and I didn't want to get killed, but I did anyways, and
I think she could do it. I think she's a very good actor.
He helped me, but maybe.
On the same topic, is there any other genre of film you really want to venture out and film? A lot of people ask me that all the time. I'm so used to watching horror films and writing horror films, and they're my 3 films that I directed. So if somebody was to come to me and say, "Hey, you know what? I have an idea for you. I would like to you to film this," I would, and it could be any genre. I don't think I'd want to get into action films. I think I would, if I had to, maybe like a drama film, or like a comedy or a comedy drama, something like that. I think that would be something that I would actually like doing. And what was your favorite movie that you filmed? That's a tough one. I think The Infected will always be my favorite, only because it was my first film that I did, different things. And I think actually seeing how much family and friends actually came out and supported me and helped me get it done. But I think like all 3 of them are my children, I guess you can say it that way. Because I mean, laughter was a whole new ballpark for me because I've never met any of these people before until saying, "Hey, you know what? You got the role. You're going to be in this movie." And then to Hypnophobia, which I definitely think is my top of the line, only because the fact that the Infected went to Laughter, and the Laughter went to Hypnophobia, and each one progressed over and over and over, and everything got better. So to pick a favorite film that I made, I would say Hypnophobia is definitely my favorite right now. But I mean, like I said, it's kind of hard to pick and everything. But yeah, does anybody else have any other questions? Olivia, stop texting. It's rude. You guys stop writing rude questions in the other room. That's not nice either.
Yeah.
See what I have to put up with when I live here? So. But actually, I drive a shitty car. I know you told me to. Well, I don't know anybody's name on here. So can you ask me that question that you asked me before? Because I kind of just got off topic with that. Of all of the death scenes you have filmed, what is your favorite? Oh man. Actually, I'll do it this way. I'll pick death scenes from all my films. Hypnophobia, of course. I mean, there is Olivia's death, and then there's the doctor's death. So I would say Sam's was cool because, I mean, it kind of gave you like that thing. How did he get the gun to shoot himself at the end of the movie? But Olivia's was fun, making the blood and everything like that. Laughter's favorite death scene, I would have to say, I don't know. Well, have I ever said what my favorite death scene is for Laughter?
What?
My favorite death scene? I don't know. There's so many in that one.
For which one?
Laughter. I don't know. Laughter's.
Mine was.
Well, she liked the fire one. I remember she liked the fire one on the video. I would have to probably say Rick's death in the woods when he gets impaled in the arm and the stomach. He gets his eyes all bashed open and different things. So let's see here. How do you feel about dark comedy? Dark comedy. Some of it's good, some of it's bad. I do like. The only type of films I do not like is torture porn, things like that, because I feel if you have to put a naked man, woman, anything like that into your films, I look at it that you need to get your attention if you can't tell a story that way. Now, some of my stories are not that great. Some of it is not well written, but I feel if you have to do anything like that. So, I mean, dark comedy, I've never really gotten into them. So, I mean, I can't really answer it well. So that's, I was just curious if there are any film topics that you were thinking or are overdone, that you were sick of seeing. Then on the other hand, are there any types of movies that you wish were being made more often? Like I myself wish there were more straight up slashers. Yeah, I mean, when I go to see these movies a lot today, there's, I mean, the remake of Halloween. There's the remake of Friday the 13th. Now they're thinking about doing Friday the 13th found footage, which I think is stupid. But that's just my opinion. Some people are going to like that. I think Transformers, if you want to get into action, I think they should have stopped there with Transformers, even though the new one looks good. I do think the remakes really need to stop. I mean, I'm still working at trying to become a director and better at things. But if you are directing movies and stuff like that, I can take for granted that you and myself and 90% of all indie filmmakers can say you need to step outside of the box and come up with an idea. Or take one of our ideas that we filmed and just pay us a small amount. Or don't even pay us, just give us the exposure. Because I think a lot of indie work that has been done does not get the recognition that it really should. And I think those are the films that really need to be done and seen. But I mean, slasher movies, the horror genre today is dying. Now, what indie horror TV does here is awesome because it keeps the indie horror TV. Indie horror TV is what we're watching, but it keeps the indie horror genre going. And they can turn around and it can be a comedy horror, then they'll do it. It doesn't have to be dark horror. It doesn't have to be dark comedy. It doesn't have to be horror. It doesn't have to be gory. It doesn't have to be a thriller. It doesn't have to be anything, and they do so much for it. So, let's see here. I wish more comedies like Tropic Thunder could be made. Tropic Thunder, I thought was very well done. I do like that. I haven't watched it in a long time, but I really like the way because of the fact that I mean they're filming uh, during it, and then the director dies and stuff like that. So it's kind of funny seeing what they have to do. If you could pick one sequel to a horror movie as your favorite, what would it be and why? Hmm. Uh, Halloween 2. Even though I know Halloween 2 was so many years after, I like the way that they try to push it. They try to get things going, um, and it played together. The characters were not older looking. Um, Jamie Lee Curtis still looked the same. John Carpenter played everything as clear as possible. Um, and it kept to the original idea. The mask didn't change that much as it did when it gets to 3 or to 4, 5, 6, 7, and Rob Zombie's new one. So I really like the sequel to Halloween, only because of the fact that they stuck to it. It wasn't months or years down the line. It was right that night, right after. So that would definitely be my one. I wish Carpenter had directed. Yeah. Well, actually, I didn't even know that. So I learned something new. I didn't even know Carpenter then directed that. So now I feel like a big idiot. But yeah, but I mean, I like the way that it went because it gave more of an approach that what Michael Myers does. I mean, yeah, he was more brutal. I mean, he was more, but also I think they were able to do that because there was such more of a hype now for Halloween compared to what um you know the first one. I mean, they were on such a small budget. I don't think they really had enough to do with a lot of blood. And I know even when the blood was there, it was just a little bit. You saw enough, and they threw it. They probably had like a bucket under there trying to catch it so they can save on money to keep going through it. But directed 2 and Sean Busta Rhymes Resurrection. Halloween Resurrection. I mean, it was good and bad. I liked it for the way of being like the webcam series thing like that, but I don't know. So I mean, I am glad that you did tell me though that Carpenter didn't direct that because like now I feel like an idiot. Where do you get your film ideas from? I don't know. I guess just watching different movies. And when you just come out with an idea and you try to go with it as much as you possibly can. And when you're writing, like when I was doing Hypnophobia, after I wrote it and I was watching, I want to say AMC had it on, which was Gothica with Halle Berry. And I think Robert Downey Jr. Yeah, because I never picked up on it until after I watched it this past. But I'm watching and I'm thinking to myself, holy crap, like, is this actually going to be like Hypnophobia because of this girl being mental and seeing a girl? And I never picked up on it. But after watching it, they had their separate points and things like that. So, I mean, let's get my ideas from just random stuff. I mean, you can read a newspaper article, you can get different things like that. Did you ever think to make a second Infected or Laughter? Olivia screwing here with the computer and messing things up. No, Laughter 2 I know we talked about before. I do have a script written for Laughter 2. The Infected I never really thought that I would ever get into it, especially that I killed everybody off, so again everybody was a zombie. But there could be more that I could make. But Laughter 2, there is a script written. If I really want, and there was a demand that people really wanted Laughter, I could always turn around and go into it and just have the clown. Like, I think Indie Horror Rob, somebody told me about it that, we could just kill the cops off and go with a different direction since we can't get with everybody. So, I mean, yeah, there's those things like that. But The Infected, I don't think I'd ever do a sequel to. Laughter, possibly. But as I said before, I don't know if anybody else listened, I will end up waiting till August 15th of 2015 so I can marry my fiance. Hopefully I don't get yelled at for announcing that, but that's the one thing. Like I said, she gave me a huge, help on all my projects that I've ever done for my movies. So giving this back to her, I think that it would be really, giving back to her that way, and not say, "Hey, I just blew $10,000. We can't get married now." So, but do you do all your makeup effects? Is it really good? I did majority of the makeup effects on the infected. I did a minor on laughter, and I did just Olivia's makeup, and Erin did the makeup on herself and on Sam for it. Um, but do I think they're really good? I think some of them, I mean, for how fast we did, I think some of them came out pretty good. I also think that some of them came out really bad. But the infected, like I said, we had no money, we had no budget, we had no idea what we were gonna do. It was just, here's my cameras I got from the school. I went out and filmed. Laughter was a little bit bigger, so I had a crew come out that did makeup and everything. So that was something different, and they did some really, really amazing effects on there. And then Hypnophobia, there really wasn't much. The effects in that for the blood for Olivia when she got shot at the end was some corn syrup, blood, or red dye, and Cheetos crunched up in there to make it thicker.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Kickstarter for your wedding. Yeah, we could do a Kickstarter for my wedding. Would be pretty cool. Give a little stress-free. But I'll have to run that by Carly and let her know that. But do you do all your effects yourself, and have you had learn on the fly? I've always been into. Actually, I should have started that before with a question. I've always liked doing more. Special effects. I've always gotten into that a lot more. I like that aspect. When I was in high school, I was in arts 1, 2, 3, and 4 my senior year, and I've held 99 average points for that. But I think I think doing the makeup I would really more enjoy. But I also learned a lot through a website called Indie Mogul, which is on YouTube. They show you cheap ways to do different effects and stuff like that. So yeah, so I watched from other films. I watched from learning myself, and then I also watched on the way, or just improvising and just trying to do something as much as I possibly can. Do you still have the mask that you made for laughter?
We showed it before.
Yes. If you were paying attention and watching, here is the mask for laughter, which is on a foam head. So, yeah. And I just want, for Hypnophobia, I mean, I talked about laughter last time, a while back. But the infected, I mean, like I said, it was all family and friends, so I have given them a huge round of applause for helping me. But Hypnophobia, I want to thank Sam and Erin for helping and doing an outstanding performance. I want to say for Olivia coming here on this web chat with me and her doing an amazing job and just helping out. Jeff Quick, the guy is phenomenal. Please hit him up on Facebook. Email, ask for his information. That guy is freaking awesome at doing artwork. He's done artwork for many other films, and I even positive that he's had work on the Friday the 13th documentary that they just released. He had work on there, which is freaking awesome. The guy that did the music, Gary, I'm going to screw up his last name, but Bonovitz, something like that. I'm horrible with names, but he did an outstanding freaking job doing the music. If I had an award, I would feel like I just won an Oscar, which is tonight. So kind of just make a little joke there. But yeah, all those people, I mean, I thought were freaking awesome. They did an awesome job, and for the short period of time that we had to film this. So, but yeah. And Olivia, what was your favorite movie to be in? And sorry, I must have came out after you showed the clown mask. What was your favorite movie to be in?
Like Hypnophobia or The Infected?
Yeah, Hypnophobia or The Infected?
Hypnophobia, because it's more fun when you're the killer.
Actually, I have a question. Am I cool to work with, or am I a jackass?
No, you're fun.
Okay.
But like sometimes you'd be like, I don't know.
Sometimes I could be bad and I could be mean and rude, but it all comes to when you're on a tight schedule and you're trying to get everything done as quick as possible. But yeah, is there any other questions? Or everybody can email me. Like I said before, it was dunlack@yahoo.com, DUNNLACKA @yahoo.com, or you can message me on Facebook. Or you can go to www.amdproductions.com. I do think they are going to be taking on that website because I don't feel that it's really ever getting anything. So, I mean, I'm going to switch out that. But, I mean, you can always go to that, www.amdproductions.com. Thanks for your time, guys. Thank you for chatting with us. And like I said, if you guys have any other questions, feel free to, message me, talk. We can shoot ideas if anybody wants to. Maybe get a small, anthology of films together. Who knows? I'm always game for anything. Olivia, do you have anything you want to say?
No, not really.
No. I do want to thank Indie Horror TV for showing The Infected, Hypnophobia, having me and Olivia on the show tonight, and turning around, and now we're going to be playing Laughter. So if anybody has any questions about Laughter, like I said, feel free to email me or message me on Facebook. In the countdown for the last few, is there anybody? And hope everybody enjoyed The Walking Dead and the Oscars. I haven't seen any of them really, so you were welcome, and thank you guys for listening.